Good morning, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? My YouTube was giving me some trouble, so we're here and I just fixed the link. Let me make sure YouTube is up and running again, and we'll get started. Okay, we're good to go there. What did you guys think of the call on Tuesday with Andrew, or Wednesday, yesterday? Wow, days are mixing together. It was pretty good. I felt like for it being on the fly, he covered a lot of topics that I feel like I often get these types of questions from new investors and also people inside of SubTo also. What website to use to break down the figures for seller financing, a bunch of different things that he was able to cover in a short amount of time. So that's why I kind of jumped in to cover a few questions, because I figured people would have more questions, honestly. But everybody's been learning quite a bit. If you guys could drop a 1, it just reminded me. If you could drop a 1 in the chat, if you guys are new from this new elephant challenge. I'm hearing from a few of the leaders that we've got quite a few new people here. So that's great to see. Oh, wow. Okay. And do you guys prefer this time? Who has 9 to 5s? Everybody's been kind of chiming in wherever they can. I didn't think too many people would show up for a 2 o'clock. But that's good to see. Good to see everybody in here. While people are coming in, it's a good time for you. Great, Maria. Glad to hear. Look at Lily taking action while at work. Quick introduction to me, guys. My name is Jose. I'm in Orlando, Florida. I've been doing real estate traditionally since 2005. I started actually passed my real estate course when I was 17, and I wasn't able to take the test because I wasn't legal yet. So I waited until I was 18, a couple months, took the test. It took me 2 times. It was a little difficult. I took the test, passed it. This is 05, 06, half of 07. Fantastic time. I'm having the time of my life being an 18-year-old, doing great in the business. Business is booming as far as the economy goes. And then we all know what happened. So 2 or 3 houses later, 1 vehicle lost. I've been there and lost it. So I had to switch my strategies, of course. 07, 08, probably through 2011, I had to make a switch, not as far as real estate goes in general, leaving the industry. I didn't leave the industry. I thought of it a little differently, as in I decided I wanted to partner up with the banks. Basically, everybody that was being foreclosed on, I went over to the other side, the dark side. I joined the banks. They started foreclosing on people, and they were giving me BPOs. It's a broker price opinion, where they hire different brokers in the local area on the foreclosed properties they have, and they go and ask us to check vacancy, comp out the property, and give them values on the property. Also an estimate on the repairs that are needed. So depending on the address, I had to go check out the exterior, the interior, and that's really where I got my comping skills from. I know what comping is from the banks, from the bank standards. So I had to do it for Countrywide before they shut down. I had to do it for a bunch of different lenders before they shut down. I don't know if anybody remembers Aquin loan servicing. I did a ton of those. And then I moved over to short sales. So inside of being on the dark side with the banks and getting all these leads, I realized quickly that getting paid 50 to 100 bucks a lead was nice, because I was doing about 8 to 12 daily that these banks were foreclosing on people. So it was good money. It just drained me on the inside emotionally, because it's not easy walking into people's homes that they left the stove on, they left candles on, kids' toys behind, and reporting back to the banks like, yep, feel free, go ahead and take this house, it's empty. Like, it's one thing to say it, and depending on the person that you are, you never get immune to it. You just kind of learn to deal with it. You never forget it. So I dealt with that for quite a bit, and I decided to get out of that game and actually flip the script. So I'm going to be careful on what I say here. I brought in some cash investors that were able to help homeowners out. And I was able to provide them a solution that investors were looking for, and also at the same time help out homeowners through these different types of transactions that I was being assigned. If you guys can put the puzzle pieces together, feel free. And I went from there and I started flipping. I partnered up with a few people doing novations before I even knew what a novation was. In 2009 through really 2021, it was all flips. And I was listing the same properties that my investors were flipping. So I would come in, present the property, present the numbers, show them what they can make. The investors would bring in the cash. Sometimes they would fix it themselves out of their own cash, and I would help out with the project management, and I would list the property. Or some investors wanted to be hands-off. They would buy the property cash and say, Jose, bring in your money, put some skin in the game, and we'll go 50-50 on the profits. So I took care of the property. That was about 8 to 10 years, maybe 11 of doing that. What that led me to was realizing you're still only as good as your last check. You can make 30,000 on a flip, you can make 70,000 on a flip, but how long is that really going to last you? How many of these flips do you have going back to back to back? So I was only one check away from being broke, technically, in my opinion. I didn't like it. It was good money, but I didn't like it because it wasn't residual. It needed my attention at all times. I had to deal with the workers, with the labor, with the money, being an accountant, still keeping my traditional business up. So it was quite a journey. And in 2021, well, through COVID, I kind of stopped that. In 2020, through COVID, all of that business kind of came to a halt, and I decided to kind of get into the GC business with insurances. Insurance companies were calling left and right to go and do insurance jobs, and they were paying very well. A lot of people had seen my previous jobs on renovations and things like that and said I could possibly be good with the insurance side. So I jumped into that. Great money, but that was even more of a headache because their standards are pretty high. You did have to do things the right way, and the equipment that we needed, the labor that was needed wasn't much, but being on top of things and making sure that the companies that were hiring me got exactly what they wanted was way more attention than I could put into that business. So end of 2021, sold all the flips, got rid of every business, and I decided to leave everything for a year. Honestly, it was an ex that brought me into that world. I was working quite a bit. I wasn't paying attention to the family. I tried as much as I could, but ultimately it led me to kind of just like, hey, I got to take a step back. I got to figure out what the heck I want with my life, because all I've been doing all these years has been chasing the next check and trying to build this thing that never gets built. And I realized I wasn't building anything. I was making money. That's like Pay says, it's being an employee to your own business. I wasn't leaving anything behind. And then I found SubTo. I found a way where I can be an agent on one hand, and also on the other hand, being an investor, and they don't conflict. I could completely separate the businesses. have some residual income, start looking at properties and being the forefront of these investment properties. As I started finding these investment properties, I'm starting to be able to nitpick on which ones I want, which ones I don't, being able to still make money on the ones that I don't want and assign them to somebody that is a little better off and they can handle it. So SubTo has been fantastic. I've been able to deal with a few of you guys now that I've been an elephant leader. I started being an elephant leader on the last challenge in July. That was my first leadership role. And then I rolled into this one, but I've been busy. It's been juggling my own business, juggling you guys to make sure that you guys are all happy. And we are on number 4 with you guys, baby elephant deals. I'm rolling into the 5th deal, and number 6 is actually closing today. We've got 3 more in the pipeline, and things are moving. Things are moving quick. So I don't know if any of you guys tuned in to last week's on Thursday. It was right before the elephant challenge. I mentioned to a few of you guys that when you in this specific room, there are other leaders that are providing lists, giving you guys lists. You go and you call. As you can see, I kind of think based on my experiences, and I've experienced the fact that anything could be ripped out from under you. You can be standing on top of that rug and someone pulls that rug, and now what do you have? So what I wanted to do with this channel and this role is just teach you guys how to find your own leads, just in case something were to happen and you guys can go and fish for yourselves and hunt for your own food. So here I show you through PropStream, and my partner, Andrew Murray, he jumps in on Tuesdays and shows you through batch leads and other ways on how to find your own leads and the right leads, not just any leads. A lot of people push expireds, but what exactly on the expired list are you looking for? A lot of people look for off market, but you're still using a shotgun approach. You don't exactly know what's behind the scenes, what the owner's motivation is, if they even have one. And here in this channel, I wanted to make sure that you guys can kind of sift through all of that before even having a conversation. We find the exact leads that before you even call, they need your help. And an agent probably can't even help them. They might, depending on the market. If the market's very good, then you could probably sell traditionally. But if the market is turning already in certain markets, like they are in the Midwest, in the central states, market's turning and it's moving. So it's on a downward trend, and we're able to come in and provide a solution for these people that realtors don't have other than short sales. And I've been there and I've done those. Nobody likes doing short sales. And most homeowners, they're okay with walking away from these properties, believe it or not. There's so many times where you're pinned against a wall and either you've lost a car already or you've lost something in the past, and you're just like, hey, take this debt off of me. I just want it gone. Please get rid of it. Because instead of going into foreclosure or going through a short sale where it's 5, 7, 9 years on your credit, you let it go and give it to somebody that can try and fix it up. Isn't that probably not the next best thing? I would say that'd be priority number 1, where it gets your credit fixed immediately and start getting on the upside. So I'm able to find leads like that and show you guys, and that's what we're going to get into today. I haven't really done a preface, however you say it, to what we do here, but I just wanted the newbies in here. I know you guys are not newbies, but newbies to the channel, to kind of just get a gist of what we'd like to do in here. You guys get to follow up on your own leads. I'll make the calls and I'll help you find these leads. But please, what I teach you is how to do the introduction, how to make the phone call, what to say, what certain questions to ask for. And then with that information, you bring in your, not silent partner, I'm your silent partner, but any one of us, the leaders, you bring us in and we'll come in and close the deal. So far in the last couple months, we've been able to do 5 on number 6 today. And we got a few in the pipeline. Actually, Rogelio, I was talking with him a little earlier. He's here. I've got one rolling that it's looking very promising in El Paso, Texas. I've got another one with another actual realtor in Texas, Ali. He's got one that's moving. So things are happening, believe it or not, guys. So just make the jump, submit the lead, and see where it takes you. Just trust in the process. Rogelio's been digging at it for a while. I'll be completely honest. I think he started in July and August, no deals. And I think this is the month where he's going to finally get it. So just trust the process. Just know it takes some time. but we're definitely hitting some of the best leads inside of and outside of SubTo. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I am done ranting. And if you guys want me to make calls, if you have questions on what you've learned, different processes that you've covered in other areas, in other segments, on other channels, just put it in the chat. That's all from Introduction Jose. Now you're going to get Business Jose. Question, how do you stay so calm and soothing every time? Meditation, medication, workout? No medication. Meditation is my medication. I don't work out, unfortunately. I wish I did. Actually, I've got a few friends that are going to the Hawaii Marathon on the first week of December. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I haven't even ran a 5K in my life, but I think I'm going to just shoot and see if I just puke my way to the finish line. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that meditation, diet, and learning and knowing how to breathe, some of the most simplest things that us humans can do, and we do it wrong, so wrong. So I've been training on that for a couple of years now, and that's led me to a shorter path in pretty much everywhere I've gone. So when people say it starts with your diet, it starts with your health, it sounds corny until you do it, and then you're like, oh shit, this is true. Can you cover what the JV structure looks like? Is there a list you provide to call? Cover that. What information do you need from us to submit a lead? Let me start giving you guys the links. You guys can submit your deals here. Where am I cleared my caches on my internet browser because I have, a few of you guys know my tabs are like all over the place on my browser. So give me a second. You guys can submit your leads here on this sheet. Waiting room. No. Well, oops, that's my Blink. That's my contact card. If you guys want to contact me, my Calendly is on there as well for you guys. If you want to set up one-on-ones, if you guys straight call my phone, I most likely won't pick up. I want to, but I'm probably on another line or on my own lead. I am pushing, lately I've been pushing 12 to 14 to 15-hour days here. So I hate to say this, and I hate, like, it's not bragging. I want to get to all you guys, but I've been crazy busy making sure all of you guys are taken care of, as well as my own stuff. Can you turn a cash deal into a SubTo? Absolutely. Kata, if you got an example, I'll show you how. Still waiting on my LLC to get filed. Is it 100% necessary? No, not 100% necessary. It is wise to get an LLC, but at the beginning, you're probably going to JV with one of us SubTo students. So we can figure a way to at least get you your first check. Don't worry too much about having it under an LLC. I know it's said you should, and I say you should, but it's not the end of the world. You get one check, you pay big taxes on it, but it's one check, and it's honestly not that much. The next check is going to be under your LLC, and it'll write off whatever you have to pay in taxes. So don't worry about it. Yeah, I think Hawaii will be a blast. If not for the scenery, at least to push my boundaries. Thanks, Rohelen. Will you show us how to do pre-foreclosures? You're in Atlanta. I could show you guys how to do pre-foreclosures. I kind of want to separate these things though. I prefer to hit the low equity stuff here with you guys today because I know these types of leads lead to a quicker payday, in my opinion. If you go over to the pre-foreclosures, that's another one, like an expired list. A pre-foreclosure, yes, they're pinned against the wall, but you also don't know the situation behind the loan or what the owner is going through. Yes, you know that they're going into foreclosure, but what happened along the way? How much are their arrears? How long have they not been paying? Do they have income coming in to be able to do a modification? There's a ton of different ways that it could go wrong and could go right. So still a shotgun approach. I'm going to show you guys today here. Look at my past videos for those things. But I'm going to show you guys here today how to hit a on-market low equity deal and possibly get your first deal in the next 30 days. Yeah, Ken, July was my first elephant challenge. You know, guys, I was honestly completely terrified to not be vulgar to do my first live. I was completely in shock. I didn't want to, I almost completely opted out of doing my first live with you guys. I was that scared. But after a while, I kind of I like live because I can settle in. I'm not really, I'm not talking to one person. I'm talking to a multitude of you. And I started changing my mindset where I know that I could just say one thing that's probably repetitive to 99% of you guys, but if it changes 1% of you and just one or two of you that have that light bulb moment on something that I say by accident, that's what I want. So I just speak freely. I have you guys talk freely, ask you guys to ask questions because your questions are probably questions that are pondering in people's minds right in here, and also whoever watches this in the future. So it's really important that you guys interact, talk to each other on the chat, on the side chat. Feel free to unmute. I'm not a stickler for people that just jump in and interrupt me. I don't care. Unmute yourself, you talk, say hi, and we go from there. But yeah, it's very, very free flowing for the most part. I have a seller who has 365 ACs in Greenville County. ACs. Are we talking about air conditioners? The seller wants, no. Acres. Wow, that's where my mind is right now. 365 acres. I'm hot, actually. Let me put my AC on. I've been talking too damn much. 365 acres. I could get you in contact with somebody that buys land. I don't do land, but there's money in it. Kata, if you could actually text my phone number. What the heck? I haven't even spotlighted myself this entire time. If you can text my phone number here at the bottom, I will go over that with you and try and schedule a one-on-one. If not, we can just text back and forth, whatever you would like. But I'll take a look at it. New term for doors. All right, guys. So damn, I feel bad just jumping into it. Nobody wants, I usually do, so this is the way that my Zooms go. I usually do a Q&A at the beginning for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then the rest of the hour, I like to just get right into it, into seller calls and things like that. So light bulbs are lighting up all the time. Ah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Pop open this new window here. If anyone is on YouTube, please text me because I can, why is this private? What is going on? I was wondering why I had no chat up. Whatever, I'm not technically savvy. Also, if you guys don't want to put a question in the chat and you want to actually just talk out loud, feel free to raise your hand. Just jump. Prop stream. I'm going to show you guys the system I use, why I like to use it, and how it's a little different from what you've been taught in the beginning, the first 3 days of the Elephant Challenge. It's just slightly different. If we find a property that has a 6.28% interest rate and cash flows about 1445, should we go after it? If it cash flows, yeah. Do you have a low equity list to call? I'm going to teach you guys how to pull it, cash. I'm going to teach you how to pull it. I could give it to you, but then I'd have to take a cut. I want you guys to have the bigger portions. Okay. So we are here on PropStream. It is $97 a month, and I in no way am marketing or an affiliate or doing anything like that. You guys feel free to use whatever system you want, but I'm going to show you why I use this one. We're going to shoot. I'm going to ask you guys what city you want to do it in, so you guys can see that this is not scripted, that I have nothing planned. If you put in the chat whatever area you want to go to, I will find an agent that is possibly willing to do this. I'm going to go until 3:30, and it's exactly 2:30. Got it. Atlanta and
California.
Man, you guys in Cali. We're gonna do Atlanta and DFW. Hang on. Cali. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys why Cali doesn't work often. I love Cali, but I like to visit.
Hey, there's the beach over here, like you want, you know. When you
know.
go to a seller appointment, you go straight to the beach right after.
Bro, I do that daily.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna show you why here. We're gonna go to filters. Property characteristics. I'm gonna do single family. Everybody does this differently, guys, so don't take this with a grain of salt. This is just what works for me.
Is your screen maximized?
I have no idea, brother.
Because I'm seeing a YouTube page and your prop stream.
Yep. That was for in case the chat decides to pop up because I'm technologically challenged.
Oh, I see.
But if it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, no worries.
We've got single family. We're gonna do MLS status on market. I'm gonna go to failed listings. Ownership info, individual. And for those of you that I've taught a little differently, I'm going very broad here. I know you guys know specifics, so I'm gonna go broad here. Loan to value, I'm gonna shoot to 90%, just see where that ends up. Remember, we're looking for low equity, so high loan and low equity. We're gonna do, I'm gonna do FHA and VA first. Well, I guess we're including conventional. I've got no results. And I've got to take off failed. I forgot about that. Okay, so we've got that. Mortgage info, we're going to do a max of 5%. And we've got 39 unique properties. Interest rate, we're going to go fixed. Some people don't even touch that. Well, there you go. That's why they don't touch it. It gets rid of a lot of things. A lot of these filters, guys, are based off of who fills out the information in there and what data PropStream actually populates. So often, if you would think fixed rate would be, okay, all fixed loans, but it completely gets rid of it because sometimes Prop doesn't pull that data. Or it pulls it differently in a different section, that's all. Valuation. Anthony, hey Jose, I'm looking for an agent in my area to represent me, buyer broker agreement. I was wondering if you had any what type of deal, Anthony? What are we looking at? And where? All right, we're gonna go with this is going to be kind of your cheat sheet. Again, take this with a grain of salt, guys. This cheat sheet is based on the equity that PropStream thinks there is. So if PropStream says the value of this property is so-and-so, and then they put together two loans, this is what they're thinking the equity would be. Oftentimes, I'm going to show you in the next couple of houses, sometimes they put two loans together that shouldn't be there. So that's why we individually check each property, and then the equity is off. But generally, if you're under 40, 50,000, like this one here, it's most likely a decent deal or the type of deal that we're looking for. If it's super negative like this, there's something very, very wrong. And I still check it, but just know that it's probably wrong and you can skip it. up to you to skip it or not. I check every single one of these leads. I never let anything go by because look, we're not looking at hundreds of leads. We're looking at 39 right here. It's not a big deal. And yes, you can look at negative equity. If this were to be a, let's say, for example, this house, if it was to be a $600,000 house and it was negative 55, this could be considered our entry fee if we bring in this type of money and give no money to the seller. But it's deal dependent. I'm going to go one by one through these and you guys will kind of get the hang of it. Perfect example here, guys. Take a look at this. We've got current mortgages. We've got 2 mortgages in place here. The first mortgage is a higher rate and it's older, from 2014. Almost the same amount. So automatically well, not automatically, but once you can start getting the hang of this, you'll realize the only loan you should be looking at is this 2017 one. The reason being, it's most likely a refinance. The rate dropped. So this is the one we're going to be using. This is the payment we're going to look at and analyze from. This is the loan balance we're looking for. Now, most likely that equity that I clicked on is wrong because the value is around 5, whatever it says, and it was taking both of these loans into account. So this very first lead is a perfect example of what I was telling you guys to look out for. I'm going to show you guys what I do next. Throw it into Zillow. And yes, us as realtors, we hate Zillow, but for the of calling and doing a quick analyze of these properties, we just use it because it's ballpark. On a SubTo, we don't need exact figures. We just need a ballpark. Okay, so this one's 625. So yes, it would have been low equity if both of these were together. But PropStream doesn't know the difference in the refi, and it'll show you both loans. So this one's high equity. This one's got over like 200, 300,000 in equity. So the chances of a homeowner saying yes to a seller financing the equity in their house depends on the market, but unlikely. I'm going to try and look for an easy one for you guys. I'm going to keep going. But I hope you guys got this one example. If you have any questions on this specific example, throw it in the chat or raise your hand. What does it mean when the loan type like VA, FHA? Why is this here? Says seller take back. Seller take back might have been like the family. They did some type of transaction between a family member, or they did a seller carry portion where they seller finance some portion. Honestly, I have yet to come into that. I haven't even seen that, so it's very rare. Maryland specifically, MLS status. I'm looking to find an investor-friendly agent to submit those 5 offers. So that's going to be tough, Anthony. If not because of the area in Maryland or anything like that, you as the wholesaler are supposed to be negotiating this deal. A lot of times agents aren't going to waste their time submitting an offer on these back-to-back because they truly know that if you're shooting a lowball offer, it might not hit. So this is something where the LOI takes place. Start getting an LOI template and start emailing these out. And if, let's say an agent responds well to you and they want something in writing and they're open to the offer that you're putting in, then most likely, yeah, a realtor will help you. But I can connect you with a couple. Actually, Maryland. Is Shayna in here? Shayna, raise your hand if you're in here. Shayna's an agent, but I forgot if she's in DC or where she was. But yeah, there's a couple of unicorn agents that stumble around here into these Zooms, and I'll recommend you one, Anthony. I got you. Let's go to this next one. We're gonna look at This one's interesting. 232. Never seen that. I'll show you the filters here in a sec, Jay. Dang, people still coming in. Y'all late. Look, gorgeous house, but it was freshly renovated. And most of these freshly renovated houses are owned by LLCs, flippers, or if they're owned by an actual a person, a homeowner, then most likely they're looking for top dollar, and it's very tough to get them to accept a wholesale cash offer, but you can go creative. Most of these flips have high loans. They'll use construction loans or different things like that. So just kind of dig into it and be on the lookout for that stuff. I'm not saying it's all the time, just look out for it. But this one's pending. Woods. Where are we going to next? Clearwater. How about we do this? Oh, Jay, I was going to show you a filter. Single family. I am personally going to up this so we get better leads, in my opinion. 2018 plus. We've got 3 of them. Okay. I'm going to show you why 2018 plus in a sec. Or you could do 1980. And the reason I say 1980 is because most houses in 1978 still had quite a bit of problems. It could be lead-based paint. It could be polybutylene plumbing. Anything over 1980 just tends to have less problems. That's my filter. So I check both. I do 1980 and I do 2017, 2018. Most of those properties are newer. And if they did appreciate, the appreciation's not all gone, but it's gone down a bit in this last year or so. I'm going to give you an example on the newer properties. MLS status. I don't do failed on this one, so just look that way. Because I'm looking for on market right now. I'm going direct to agent. If you don't care for off market properties, then you could go failed listings, but I'll show you that different strategy in a second. Come on. Ownership info, you want individuals. Come on. Wow, my computer is off. Valuation. I'm going to go to 80% just to get some more leads. Yeah, we've got 6. Okay, that's looking better. Mortgage info, conventional, FHA, VA. Most people like to go just FHA and VA. Does anybody know why? I'm going to try and get you guys to interact because I haven't heard one person talk. My goodness. Anyone know why FHA and VA is better to go after than convention?
No.
We in low equity.
I was thinking the opposite because I thought the conventional would be a lower payment, but I guess I'm wrong.
Would it be the rates, lower rates?
John Green's got it. Most conventional loans, yeah, celebrate my man. Most conventional loans have a bigger down payment. FHA and VA tend to be people that don't put as much down. So what happens? Their mortgage balance is still pretty high. So when we're going to look for a low equity situation, they tend to be low equity or no equity. So these are the leads we want. But yeah, let's go for it. Let's just do it. See, no results specifically in Atlanta. It's market dependent. Interest rate type, usually I go fixed and usually I go 5%. But for the purposes of this, guys, I just want to get some calls in the way, out of the way.
California.
Look, I'm going to show you right now why not California. Hang on.
I just say California because you don't like California, that's why.
No, keep pushing those buttons. It's fine. Say a little property. Okay.
I'm gonna get you a property out here in California, man. So you'll change your mind, especially and Watts as well.
Dig deeper. Okay, we've got. A 264 loan. Let's see how much this property is worth. 424. Bad example. Bad data. Let's go to the next one. Drew, maybe. And guys, the reason I use Zillow is because I don't trust PropStream's valuation of the property. As little as I trust Zillow's, I trust PropStream's less. So I use Zillow's garbage estimation, and then I go off of this one. 346. Let's see what this one's worth. 570.
Would
So
Redfin or Realtor.com be more accurate or no?
Redfin's a little more accurate. I'd say they both go off the same data. Redfin's a little different, not by much. Use whatever you'd like. Zillow is just quick for me. Dang, man, what is going on? This one just sold in August, and it's a $2 million deal, which we have no business touching. All right, guys. Sorry, Atlanta's gone. Someone mentioned something in Tennessee. Remember, guys, we want to hit a market that not every investor on planet Earth is trying to hit. Atlanta, Tampa, Phoenix, like these things are going to happen.
Do you find that maybe using the county gives you a larger target to hit than just cities, and it's a little more defined that way?
I personally use the counties. Murfreesboro is a good one. I personally use counties, but for the purposes of this, I want to try and get as many leads as possible, and I'm just going to go as broad as I can. These aren't even the filters I teach you guys one-on-one. I'm just trying to get you a live seller call. I'll teach you exactly how to look for a really, really niche list in a second. I just want you guys to hear calls right now.
Yeah, because like the Atlanta market, we have like, I think we have like 20 different counties that make up the Atlanta metro area. So it's like with Joe put in like Henry County, that's where I'm at. Then you got Fulton, DeKalb, you got all these counties that make up the Atlanta metro area where a lot of the deals are done.
Yeah, I just closed one in Snellville. Are you familiar?
Yes, sir. Yep. Familiar with all of Metro Atlanta.
Monday, Tuesday, we closed.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. We've got a lead. And it's a beautiful house. Cool. I think we're onto something finally here. So we've got listed 4th of July. Nice try. 570. They had to drop it to 558. And now they're still at 558. Why haven't they dropped in price anymore? Because they're tight. Loan balance is 508. Now I ask you guys 558 to start doing the calculations. 558 times 0.93, which is commissions and closing costs. We've got 518, and exactly $10,000 is what the seller would be taking home, give or take $1,000. So that 0.93 number is very, very important when you guys go and just do a quick underwrite of these deals. So you know what the seller is walking home with on a traditional offer. So now we've got our traditional offer. Boom, we've got the number tossed up. Now what are we going to give them on the creative side? Let's see how much cash flow there is, number one. I use Zillow Rental Manager, Price My Rental. A lot of people use Rentometer and a couple other ones. I don't like them. They're off. I personally just sold that Snellville property. It said that the long-term rent was like, I think it was like 1,900 or 2,000, and I believe they're renting it out for 2,700 bucks. So it's way off. Sometimes, depending on the market. This one's 4,800. And this is, Zillow takes it based on actual comps here, and it shows you the comps. So that's what I like about Zillow Rental Manager. One of you guys showed me how to do this actually live on a Zoom, where I was usually manually underwriting it, but this one gives you the comps right away. So it's great. As you can see, there's a couple 3,900s, 4,000, all around the same area. So we already know we're in the ballpark. So if we can rent it out for 4,000 bucks, what did I say? 3,900? 4,800. Let's say 4,500. Let's take some meat off the bone. And we've got a 2,470 payment. If we were in California and we had a $20,000 tax on this property, divide that by 12. PropStream doesn't often show taxes and insurance on this payment. This is a 2,470 payment. Now, look at this, it's conventional loan. What happens with conventional loans when a buyer traditionally purchases a property conventional? They want to avoid a PMI, private mortgage insurance, on their payment, which drops their payment a bit. And what else do they normally do? They like to do escrow out. When they escrow out means that they pay their taxes on their own and not in the payment. So oftentimes, this number that you see here does not have taxes and insurance. So we're going to add that in there. And depending on your market, you could add 200, you could add 500, 700. It totally depends on what the taxes and insurance is in that area. Like I said, if we were in friggin' Cali and we take this number, 20 grand, and divide it by 12, because it's probably realistic for a $500,000 house, we've got 1,600 bucks that we would add on top of this, and we'd be at $4,000. And that's not the situation here. We're in a much better market. We're in Texas. Property taxes are high, but not nearly as high. 8,600. That's what it says here. Divide by 12. We're at 700. Say another couple $100 more a month for insurance. Let's put 1,000 on top. We're at 3,470. And that's all in. And then we could rent this property out for more than 4,500. So what does that say? What's our cash flow? It's a good amount. And not only that, there's no equity. Yeah, 1,000 bucks. On top of that, the owner was walking away with 10,000 bucks traditionally. Would you not give that owner 20 grand for $1,000 a month cash flow? And you're still way under the 10% rule. Way under.
All day long.
So before one of you guys goes and steals this deal, I'm going to go ahead and call this agent. Do you guys see why I kind of did a runway? We went through a couple crappy ones. I gave you guys examples, and now we end up here. So there's a reason to the madness. Are you daring me, Nadia? You're daring me to call?
This call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. Thank you for calling Fairfield Real Estate Group. This is Nashika. How may I help you?
Hi, Nashika. Can I speak with Bobby, please?
All right. Are you an agent or an existing client?
I'm not.
Buyer sale property?
I'm not. I'm a prospective buyer.
May I take your name, please?
Yes, Jose.
So Jose?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that's J-O-S-E.
Correct.
Your last name, please.
DeLeon, D-E-L-E-O-N.
D-L-E-O-N. And your number, please?
It is 321-344-0131.
I'm going to verify that for you. I have correct 321-344-0131.
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Holder, that person you do need to speak with is unavailable at the moment. May I take a message and have your call returned?
Is there any way you can get me in touch with them? Can I have their phone number?
So I don't have the phone number within the answer service for that member. All I have to do is take a message and get it sent over.
Okay, yeah, if you can have her call me regarding listing of hers. This is Bobby, Bobbie. And the listing
A
is,
listing, okay.
yeah, 1724 Denison.
Okay, so you said, do you want to call it regarding the listing hiring?
No, I'm just calling to buy it.
Okay, so I couldn't understand. So it was kind of going in and out. You said that you need a call back regarding listing?
Correct. I want to buy that property I just mentioned, 1724 Denison.
Okay. That was 1724 Denison.
Yes.
You spelled that out for me, so I have it correct.
D as in David, ENNISON.
Mhm.
I've got to run though. Thank you so much for your time. 832. I found her number. I think.
So she's running the office of a real estate brokerage and she's wondering why you're calling.
Yeah, she has no idea.
Terrible. That's just terrible right there.
I'm calling to buy a cow.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah.
Hey, did you wanna try that Kevin guy or do it later?
Please leave your message for Bobby Carrington.
Hi, Bobby. This is Jose. I'm calling about your listing 1724 Denison in Dallas. If you could please give me a call. I'm very interested. I was looking in the Frisco area, but this caught my attention. My number is 321-344-0131. Thanks so much for your time. Bye. Okay. One of you guys have a lead, and I'm going to go ahead and call it also. I just have to shift my screen around. We were reviewing it earlier. Property was, let's see, what do we got? $11,973 Mesquite Lake. Let's do this one real quick. And guys, PropStream pulls up so many houses. You would be completely dumbfounded at how many properties are in this thing. Actually, let me look at the chat. You guys have probably been going off. Yep, Maria, I would be glad to help you. I don't really do rentals, but I'll help you find your own. As a realtor, we get $100. Sorry, I'm gonna make some calls. Okay, so you guys, when you guys are doing your search, you want to have all three of these tabs up. This is going to give you all the information you need to do a SubTo deal, literally. We've got $16.50 a month approximate rent. We've got a payment of $674 plus taxes and insurance. So let's say $1,000. We've still got $600 cash flow, right? We've got a 151 loan balance and an ARV of 208. This puppy just came off the market last month. 824. Look at the history of Zillow. And now I'm going to try and revive it by calling the old agent. Or Rogelio, is this one? No, it says removed. I should call the old agent, right, Kevin?
Yes.
Got you, man. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one I've been interacting with.
Okay.
Just
Jahir, if you could raise your hand, I want to cover this actually with everybody. Is there a general rule of thumb of how much cash you give to the seller during a SubTo? Great question. I want to answer it for everybody though. And I'm probably going to forget in a second.
Kevin with Gold on El Paso Realty. I'm either on the other line or with a client, so please leave it.
Me and Rogelio are shaking our heads. This is like our third time calling. These people don't pick up. How the hell are you going to sell a house? No wonder you expired your listing. Damn it. Never picked up the damn phone. All right. Crap. If I wasn't on YouTube live, I'd do something else, but my video usually gets taken down when I do this next step. We'll save it for the next one. Let's keep this one kosher. We're gonna go back to Dallas. Go ahead.
Don't show your screen when you're doing that.
Yeah, but then I gotta tell you guys what I'm doing. All right, actually, maybe I won't. Fine. Have it your way. You guys know what I'm doing? Put in the chat if you know what I'm doing.
yes.
Get pricing.
No? Nobody knows? When agents aren't available for expired listings, do you recommend in trying to contact the seller? Corday, we'll see. I'm not saying I'm doing that.
And then what you could do, if it's on YouTube Live or something, mute your mic when you're discussing the personal information or something, or numbers or whatever.
Yeah. I'm the guy that doesn't really go censored, so if YouTube's controls cover exactly what I'm saying, then I probably shouldn't be on YouTube. By the way, I love you, YouTube. Thank you.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Is not available.
Lucky for us, there's 2 more numbers.
one, please.
Goodness. All right, we tried. We had it your way. Going down, back to the leads. No. Jahir, yes. See, that's why I see to keep your hand up. I was gonna forget.
Yeah, so I was just asking about just a general rule of thumb for cash to seller during SubTo.
Yes, if there is an agent in the way, we're gonna have to pay the agent, and we have our own assignment fee. So in just the way I kind of do things, just a quick underwrite in my head, so I don't do a million underwritings before every single phone call. This is about speed and trying to get in front of as many people as possible. So my quick analyze is we've got 10% max to go into these deals. Let's say it's a $500,000 house. They owe 480. They're walking away with basically no money. That doesn't really matter to us. What we would do is flip the script. We pick up the agent's commission on our tab. We would pay the seller and we'd pay the closing costs. So at 10%, we've got $50,000 to play with, right? $500,000 house. With that 50,000, we want it as low as possible. Should I even be saying this to the public? Anyways, we've got 5 to 7%. This is like average 4, 5, 6% to the owner, 2, 3% to the agent, 1, 2, 3% for us. So play with the figures that way. Seller the most, and then the rest is between us and the agent. Does that make a little more sense? Just very vaguely, guys. Let's say the owner was walking away with $5,000 on the example I just made, 500,000, and it was 480. They were walking away with no money. Is it really necessary to give them $35,000 or 30,000? Like, no. This is where the bunnies comes into play. What do you need? What problems do you have? How can I solve the issue right now? So let's say they're handicapped. They don't have the ability to move. We're going to hire movers. We're going to get a truck. We're going to get their stuff boxed. We're going to find them the next place to live. Not necessarily all of them, but see which ones move the needle. And that's how much we bring to the plate. Does it necessarily mean that we have to pay the agent 2 or 3%? No. Tell them, hey, you've had this thing on the market for 6 months. It's about to expire tomorrow. Do you want to lose it? And I'll call the seller tomorrow and I'll get it off market and save some money, or do you want some commission? You guys you don't have the education to be able to do what we're doing. So we'll pay you a fee. It's just not going to be 2, 3%. We'll give you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, depending on the situation. But it's better than completely losing it. And at the same time, we're going to make that realtor look good. Like, hey, right before the listing was about to expire, your agent found us. We'll flip the script. Say, hey, lucky for you, like the agent found us. We were able to come up with a creative strategy to be able to help your seller and make them look good. It's not like we're just completely bashing them, you know, we're going to make them look good to the seller. And yeah, this situation was a little crappy for the education that the realtor had. But if we come in and provide that solution, it makes the realtor look good, number one, and they'll get some more referrals. And we'll get more referrals in the other end also. So everybody wins all around. But everybody has to cooperate. Everybody has to communicate. And if anybody has some sort of ego, this whole thing falls apart. So this is about working together, not growing apart, not being greedy. This whole thing works with just cooperation and partnership. Does that help with the numbers breakdown? That's kind of like the max allowable offer, if you think of it in your wholesale standards. All right, I'm gonna go back to the filters.
Yeah, that was pretty helpful. Thank you for that.
Awesome, man. You're welcome. Man or woman. I never know what to say anymore. Sorry. Not directed at you. This society is screwed. Yes, on the market. We're gonna look at ownership info. I'm gonna try this. See, I'm playing with the filters different ways. Ownership, the last 3 years. Individual owners, you guys are gonna see different things populate. And I'm purposely doing all these different types of filters so you guys can see that we pretty much end up close to the same areas in a different way. Cool, we've got 14 leads here. All under 5%, all FHA or VA, all individually owned. We see, look at me. Forgot the LTV. And I am completely brain farting and doing it on the wrong side. 80% minimum. Remember, this matters. If you put it on the minimum and the maximum side, it matters. Loan to value. We've got 3 properties here. I'm going to pick the best 2 out of them. Actually, I want to show you guys why we look at all 3. Maybe this is a mistake. Remember how I told you guys PropStream adds 2 loans together sometimes and it shows as low equity? The same could go on the reverse end, where it shows negative equity, but the value is better and it might be a low equity situation anyways. Let's just dig. I got a feeling we're going to fall into something here. I trust my gut. You guys will understand in a second. Come on. South. Oh, that's another one. Guys, I take a look at Zillow also before I even analyze numbers, you'll know if it's pending, off market, or for sale. And then you move over to your next tab. Okay, it's available. Let's see what the rent is. Boom, now we've got all our figures lined up. We've got 2245. And a payment of 1317. Add taxes and insurance. We've got 500 bucks cash flow. You would guess 2,200 minus 500 bucks, 1800 with taxes and insurance. Sounds about right. 286 loan balance. And a 310 sales price. So what is the magic number? 310 times 0.93. We've got 288,300. Subtract that from 286. 120. We've got 2,180 bucks that the seller is walking home with this nice fat check. So what are we going to do? Solve that problem. Let's call the agent and see if they haven't been attacked by a bunch of SubTo students. Two, 1, 4, 8, 7, 2, 0, 8, 7, 2. And never assume, guys.
Calling DNA
Jesus
Real
Christ, not one of
Estate,
these again.
property manager. You know your party's extension.
I'm not bothering. We know where that road leads to. Google these people. Da, 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 da. Wow, it is almost 3:30 already, guys. I am so sorry. I hope you guys got a lot out of this because when I actually go into calls, those of you that have been here, I'll do multiple calls Right before I got on the phone with Rogelio before this meeting, I went through 15 leads in an hour. Actually 18. I think we went through. I already forgot the number. It was multiple, and we just pumped through them. So when we hit the ground running, we hit the ground running. I just wanted to make sure I got a good introduction in for you guys. Honestly, I want to try and do one more this week and just add one more live. I feel like one a week isn't enough for you guys. So, I mean, 2 a week isn't enough for sure. I don't think so. Especially at the beginning. You guys are just joining in, you got a lot of education, and you're like, damn it, what do I do with this? I was there. We all were. What is up with realtors not having phone numbers? Damn. Don't you want to be more public than McDonald's? Okay. My gut led me wrong. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, you're welcome. And guys, if you have any questions, I've got 15 minutes left. I'm going to be looking through these leads, but just jump in, ask, unmute, talk. I literally have no problem with it.
We find these properties that have, pending or contingency, should we go ahead and contact them and see if they'll take a backup offer?
If they're close to or over 30 days. So for example, this one went pending on the 2nd. If it was the 31st of September, I'd probably call them and just say, hey, how did appraisal go? Is there any hiccups going along the way on your offer? I can be a solution for you. Maybe somebody didn't put a backup offer. Is it coming back on the market? Small things like that. They're not pushy, and they also show care. Like, let's figure something out so you don't completely, let's say some worst case scenario were to happen to the realtor, they've got a plan B and they've got you, and you called at the end. You know how a foreclosure lead, many people say, call list pendants. List pendants is the very beginning. If you go to the auction calendar and work your way backwards, 2 weeks away, now the homeowner is probably going to talk to you because the clock is ticking. It's about to expire. It's about to foreclose. So think of it that way.
Let me see.
Most loans close in 30 days. So you want to hit it close to that 30-day range if it's pending. So yeah, I would still call it, but not this one. This one just went under contract 2 weeks ago or less, 10 days ago. And they probably still have to go through appraisal. Once they pass the appraisal stage, then that's where your hiccups start coming in.
So it's good to look for it 31 days out from the pending date.
I'd say 25.
25. Okay.
You want an actual figure? Yeah.
Yeah, I just, that'll get me in the range. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Jonathan, you're welcome. I'm brand new and I'm still trying to get my mindset right. Right now, I'm trying to stay in proximity and take it one step at a time. Oh man, Jonathan, you're speaking to the choir. I was in your shoes this time last year. I started learning how to underwrite multifamily properties. I started learning how to do everything in SubTo and take information without taking action. Terrible idea, guys. When they say take action on one thing, don't take action on a million things, because you're going to confuse them all and you're not going to get anywhere. Focus on one. 2858. Good example. Take a look at this, guys. So we've got this property that rents for 2858. They have it listed right now under market value, right? What Zillow suggests it should be. And this will usually correlate to telling you if it's good or wrong, good or bad, if it's overpriced or not overpriced. The days on the market, you want to be at or more with contacts. If you're at or more on the contact side, that means this is a pretty popular listing and it's getting some eyeballs and it's going to have some traction. So it's listed right. Now let's see, we would call and see if they have a tenant because it's been a couple of weeks. And if it does have a tenant, we could still SubTo this thing. Most likely the owner tried to sell it, couldn't sell it at the price they were thinking. Yep, look at this. August 12th, 379, removed nearly immediately. I don't remember what the loan balance is, but can you guess? I bet you it's close. $353. Low equity. They tried to sell it, their realtor couldn't. They decided, okay, we're not going to wait any longer. We're in a rush. We've got to move. Let's put this thing up for rent. But honey, I don't want to deal with this house. I don't want to rent it. Do we have another choice? No, we'll make some money. Okay, we're going to be landlords. All of a sudden, you're stuck in a situation where you're a landlord and you think the profit is there until you're actually a landlord. And you start realizing, oh shit, honey, we have to. So these are situations where we could come in. Hopefully they have it already rented, or if they haven't, we'll just take this off their plate, buy it subject to, put some money in their pocket, and we'll keep going. Does that make sense to you guys? Did I go too fast?
Well, the thing is that on the balance right now, though, it's gonna get ate up by the commissions or the closing.
Let's do the
Right.
number. 379 times 0.93. We've got 353,307. What does this number say? Almost to the T.
Yeah.
So they
Wow.
were walking away with zero and they knew it. And they were okay with it, but they wouldn't even get that offer. So what do? Are you going to go and pay to get rid of your house? Most people won't. They're not going to pay someone else to sell their house and they get nothing out of it. The only people are the banks and the realtors.
Yeah.
So what do? You put it on the market. You list it for rent at an affordable price so you can rent it quickly. This shows motivation.
Yeah.
2775 minus 17. We've got 1,000. Let's take away taxes and insurance. We're probably looking at $600 cash flow. Are the owners happy? They're satisfied. They really want to sell it. But they'll take some money along the way.
Yeah.
So
And the biggest thing is that they're out. They're out from that load.
And you could tell, you could look at that. Look at pace. I don't know if you can see it.
Not really.
Damn, no. This guy, we're always interacting. There's one person that you'll ever find interacting on Instagram, it's him. He'll answer you, he'll talk to you, he'll interact. Dude is just like us. Amazing guy. Let's call this Nathaniel guy. Four 1-8-2688.
Call may be recorded.
Please don't be a messaging service.
From 903949112 is not available. At the tone.
What do we do in this situation? I'm not gonna say it. That was rhetorical.
Stay off YouTube.
Hey, no bashing YouTube. Bum, 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 bum. I've been talking way too much, guys. 1.2. You guys are gonna laugh. I have no idea how to say this name. Actually, I'm gonna mute you guys. Hi, Sisi.
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Jose. I'm calling about the property 1224 Georgia.
Yeah, what's up?
I noticed that you had Nathaniel listing it for rent, but he didn't pick up the phone.
For the rent?
Yeah, I'm not looking to rent it. I just wanted to see if I could talk to you to possibly buy the property. I don't mind if it's rented. Just wanted to go ahead and maybe give you a good offer.
Are you gonna buy it if it's already rented? How much are you offering?
Well, I noticed that you weren't really walking away because of the balance on the loan. If I could put some actual like cash in your pocket, I don't know, maybe $8, $10, $12,000. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Really tough is to work because I'm already renting it and the guy already signed a 12-month lease. So for $12,000, that doesn't even cover my my last year's property tax.
Okay, how much would? Because I don't mind taking the tenant. That's okay, they could stay there.
Yeah, I'll say about at least $30,000. Yeah.
30?
Yeah. I'm just being honest.
No, I appreciate it. I can probably get very close to that, to be honest. It just depends on the condition of the house. It looks newer.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new, and because I was gonna rent it out, I actually repaint it. I just did the paint because I used to live there with my kids. I
Nice.
only lived there for like a year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they messed us on the paint, so I repainted. So it's like basically brand new.
How much did you rent it for?
Right now he's renting for close to 3,000, like 27.75. So about 3,000 plus.
Close, yeah. And is the mortgage payment still like around $2,000? Is that right?
So yeah, the mortgage is like 3,200 right now, but it will go down next year. So
Okay.
it'll go down to like 2,500 next year.
Oh, you said it was 2,700 the mortgage right now?
Right now it's 32.
22?
32.
Oh, 3,200. Wow.
Yeah.
My information was way off. Is it the taxes? Because I show 2,000.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a fact that because like I said, it's a brand new. So when we did it last year, they didn't hit me as unimproved property. So when the property tax came out this year, it came out as improved, which shut up the property value. So I was having to pay like $1,200 more.
Yeah.
But right now it's like 3,200. So next year, once I catch up with my escrow, it's gonna go back down to like 2,500.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I said I'm in a good place right now. Next year I'll be making like close to $300 every month. And the property is only gonna increase in value every year. So
Okay. Yeah, of course. I love that area, man. So yeah, I'm glad you're holding it. It's a good investment.
oh yeah. I've been paying double mortgage since ever before I found a tenant because I didn't want to sell it. I said I'd rather keep paying double mortgage until I find someone. I don't want to. Yeah.
I'm guessing your mortgage balance is less than 350 then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What'd you get it down to if you're doing double payment? That's awesome.
Say that again?
What were you able to get it down to, the balance? I'm sure you paid a lot.
Yeah. It's like 340 something right now.
340, okay. Well, let me work on my numbers and see if I could get you that 30,000 that you were looking for. And is this the best?
How much are you offering?
I was offering 30, honestly, until I realized that you guys are we're pretty negative because of the taxes. If we didn't have that problem, we'd be okay. But the fact that you've been paying down the loan balance, maybe I could make something work. But like I said, let me work my numbers and see if I could get you something. I won't even bother you, honestly, if it's too much less than 30. I promise.
For real, I'll probably just block you. I'm serious. I'll block at least 2, 3 again. I told him to take it down. I think he told me she took it down already because I told him I don't want to sell it anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good, man. I appreciate your time. We'll be in touch.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye. I love people like that. Rude.
Right. So can you explain that call a little bit?
The heck? Have you guys been hearing that this whole time?
Yeah,
What is that?
I don't know. But it was hard for me to follow. What exactly you guys were talking about.
You guys were hearing some music the whole time?
No, I just heard that guy talking.
Oh, okay. I just heard some music. Are you guys hearing music?
Oh, yeah.
It's nice.
Is that you?
That's you, Rogelio. I just muted you. You and your pretty music. I love it. It keeps me sane. So situation, let's do a breakdown on this house.
When the Martins booked their Verbo vacation home, they really weren't looking for much, just time with each other. But when they needed support, they could reach a real person in about a minute. And that's what makes Verbo unique.
That was me. Okay. Are you guys, we're good. You can hear me? Were you able to hear some of that seller call or did you hear music on top of it? It was fine? Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fine. I was able to hear it, but it was a little muffled, but it was still good.
Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so here's the deal. The owner is, did you see how reaching out to the owner, even though it's rented, didn't bother them? It doesn't faze them. What is their ultimate goal? To get this thing off their plate. So they don't care whether it's through the agent, through a property manager, or it's directly to them. They just want to know that it's going to get done. So when I spoke to him, he was pretty straightforward, and I love that because there's no BSing around, no talking about backstories and all this stuff. Like let's just get to the point. His mortgage payment is $3,200, so he's paying $500 to keep this house. Some people will, some people won't. He's willing to because he knows the appreciation is going to be there. It's in a good area. Us personally, we wouldn't take a negative cash flowing property unless we could have a different exit strategy. So let's take a look. What area was this in? I know it's Dallas, but let's see if we have another exit strategy for this property. And I'm not sharing my screen. What part of Dallas is this in? And the area doesn't look that great. But I could be wrong. Here's a couple newer houses. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Anyone in here from Dallas? Know a little bit about it? We're on South Side, Cedar Crest.
Yeah, South Dallas is not the greatest.
I figured.
Because you're close to Oak Cliff and all that over there, and that's pretty bad.
Okay. And right away, I automatically want to say no to this house. Negative cash flowing, not in a good area. Even if there was equity, it's not enough. He said he paid it down, what, like $10,000? It's a huge improvement. He paid it down quite a bit because he was making double payments. But what does that ultimately mean for us, you know? It's more risk than value in the future. So I straight up told him, I was like, if my numbers work out, or I could find a different strategy for the property, because your renting your rent is too low. You're paying out of pocket. If I could find a different strategy, I'll call you. If not, I'm not even going to bother you. He was like, yep, I've already blocked 2 people. If you can't come close to the number, don't bother. And I was like, I won't. That's why I'm like, I'm direct too. I'm the same type of person. So I really love that. And things tend to work out better like that when you're just very direct, gloves off. Anything you guys want to cover on that one? and why I said no to it, why it's probably not the best deal.
Why was the payment not reflecting what he said it was?
So it wasn't because one, it's a, well, newer construction.
Cause it was 17 something on prop stream, and then he said it was 32 something.
3,200.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like almost double.
I know property taxes are high as heck over there, but not that high.
Or was he including his double payment that he was making on his own? Because if he's making a double payment, like he said, it would be that 3,200, right?
Check out this face. This is a proud moment right now. A very proud moment. I didn't pick up on that. I totally forgot that he was making double payments, and yeah, it could be half.
It's all good, Jose.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm very. I'm like that Michael Scott gift right now, where he's just like. This very, very well could be still cash flowing.
Yeah. And you know, maybe that's his way of deterring people, to shake off any, wannabes.
Yeah, I mean, hang on one second. Let me make you host.
I'm learning.
No,
From good teachers, okay?
but if the payment is 3,200 and prop stream is reflecting 1,700, something's still off. Something's still off. So I'm definitely going to text him. I'm going to ask him, how do you figure this out? He's a very direct person. So what would you guys do? How do you find out?
I would just ask him, well, break down your numbers for me, how you're getting that payment, and
You could also you could ask him for a mortgage statement and just tell him, hey, what I'm trying to do here is subject to, we take over the loan, put some money in your pocket. We could get you that 30,000, but give me a mortgage statement so I can see how much you're paying every month. Cut.
That's good. I like that.
So that's probably what I'm going to do when I get off here.
And is that something we can ask? Is for a mortgage statement from an agent or a seller?
Most likely agents will never give you that because they don't know how to ask for that. They're embarrassed.
Wow.
Most of the time.
It's part of their job, ain't it?
Think about it. Do they really need a mortgage payment when they go and sell a house?
Well, no, I guess not.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of people are against agents and bashing them. I'm an agent myself, and I'm like, hey, I only knew what I knew. So
yeah,
it's not them, it's the education they get.
Yeah.
I took a year off. A year.
Wow.
To say, hey, okay, I'm going to humble my top Florida realtor ass up and sit back, educate myself, and actually be top FL realtor. And now I feel like I am. Now it's a major superpower. Except for the fact that I'm getting schooled by you on a double payment. Other than that, it feels.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah, what's going on?
Wouldn't you be able to do an exit strategy with somebody in the team that's doing assisted living?
Possibly. I don't really touch assisted livings because they tend to. I've heard they tend to back out of their contract sometimes when. I don't know. I've heard a lot of different mixed things of assisted living, so that hasn't been my focus. Maybe it does work. Some people are experts at it, and that's all they focus on. So it might. I'm actually just thinking it could have pad split. Let's take a look. I'm going to show you if it might pad split. You guys know about pad split? A little bit.
A little.
A little. Okay, so this house. Wow, really? I didn't even take a look at that. 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. If we could do a pad split, and is there an HOA here? Pad split. 5 bedrooms. The thing is, it's already rented. Five bedrooms at. Every room needs a window and a door. If we have 5 bedrooms, if the bedroom has a bathroom, it's higher rent, usually 225, 250, depending on your market. If it doesn't have a bathroom, it's between 180 and 195 a room. So let's say 3 and 2. It's a 3 bath. Let's say 2 of the bedrooms have direct access to a bathroom at 225. Let's say 2 bedrooms don't, or 1 bedroom doesn't at all. Let's say that one's 180. And 2 bedrooms share that 3rd bath. Let's say that one's 200. Altogether, that's $1,030. Multiply that by 4, 4,120. All of a sudden, that $3,200 payment is not so scary. Let's take away the 15% management fee. 3,500. And let's take away 20% oh shit money. 28, 2,900. It's possible. It's tight, but it's possible. And I feel like, I don't know. I'd have to get some boots in the ground and check out the area. But it's possible. And if you add a 3rd bedroom, it makes it very possible. A 6th bedroom, it'll make it very possible. And it looks like it has a room. I don't know what this room is here. It looks like a dining room, but you'd probably shut that thing off. You don't want any common areas in a pad split. You don't want the opportunity for people to bring people over and mess up the house. Just go straight to your room and that's it. As ugly as it sounds, we're trying to save money here. The tenants and us. So don't give them common spaces, just a kitchen and back to the room. So any extra areas there are, you usually close them off, throw a closet in there.
Wait, I'm sorry, I had a question.
Yeah, no sorries.
What was the last 2 that you subtracted off the original cash flow that you were getting from the 4,100?
What 4,100? Okay, so I subtracted the management fee of 15%. It's 14.5, but I do 15 for pad split. And then also, you could call it oh shit money, or you could call it war chest. You could call it whatever you want, but you want to put some money on the side for repairs.
And what percentage is that usually?
That's why it's kind of, in my opinion, is dependent on the area. If it's a really, really bad area, you better be prepared for 20% a month just to have it on the side. If it's a better area, maybe 15, maybe 10. Just whatever your risk tolerance is. But I always say it's better safe than sorry.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, anybody else? Any questions on that? It's tight. I don't know. That property is still tight. Look at it. We're looking for a very profitable exit strategy, and it's still tight. So what does that tell you? We're probably squeezing a circle into a square. Nope, a square into a circle. I was talking to an agent that has gotten a lot of creative offers, and he said he's willing to present them, but the owners weren't interested. If the owners aren't interested and the agent says they are, who do you believe? Who's got to put the pen on the paper? Owner. I could say I want $1 million. You guys gonna give it to me? Nope. I gotta go get it. Owner, yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, guys, I gotta go pick up my daughter in the next 6 minutes, so I am peacing out. Until next time, I'm gonna post up in the chat or in the group channel on Circle when the next one's gonna be. I've got a thing Saturday morning, but maybe I'll do something Saturday afternoon. Maybe we'll get more people that pick up the phone, things like that. So we'll see. Just be on the lookout for it. I'll probably update it here in the next day. But you guys have a great end of your week. Keep crushing it. Keep pushing. I hope you guys got some hope out of this and could keep going. if I helped you in any way, please post up, share my name, share my info. Just tell somebody that I did good, I did decent, I sucked, whatever it is, just say it.